Today we're going to break down the history of testosterone, how we went from ancient testicle tonics to Cold War science experiments to Olympic scandals to modern evidence-based testosterone therapy. Testosterone has been misunderstood, weaponized, restricted, and then rediscovered, and its story is one of the wildest in all medicine and sports. Let's go all the way back. All right, Landon, hit the disclaimer. Humans have been obsessed with vitality and male performance since the beginning of civilization. The ancient Greeks, Egyptians, Chinese medical texts, they all recommend eating animal testicles for strength, fertility, stamina. It's basically the original pre-workout. Terrible taste, zero data, but A+ for effort. So let's go back to 1889. A French physician named Charles Brown Séquard injected himself with a solution made from crushed dog and guinea pig testicles. He said he felt more energy, better cognition, and basically thought he'd unlocked immortality. The medical community thought interesting, but also no. But this moment sparked the birth of endocrinology. For the first time, someone suggested there are chemical messengers inside organs that regulate the body. So let's fast forward to 1935. 3 labs in Germany, the Netherlands, and Switzerland successfully isolate and synthesize testosterone for the first time. This is the beginning of hormone therapy. Doctors quickly started using it for depression, anemia, frailty, delayed puberty, muscle wasting, libido, sexual dysfunction. Testosterone wasn't controversial, it wasn't political, it was seen as a breakthrough medication, like insulin or thyroid hormone. By the 1950s, scientists began modifying testosterone to reduce side effects and enhance muscle building effects. This is where we got the early anabolic compounds like Dianabol, Winstrol, Nandrolone, which is known as Deca, Var, Anadrol, Oxandrolone. And again, these weren't for bodybuilding at first. They were created by legitimate scientists to treat burns, trauma, HIV-related wasting, and other catabolic illnesses. But then Russia happened. In the Cold War, the Soviet Union discovered that testosterone dramatically improved strength and recovery. Their weightlifters and athletes started smashing world records, so the U.S. responded the way you'd expect. If the Soviets were using testosterone, Americans were going to get Dianabol. Team doctors literally handed out tablets. This created the first organized large-scale performance enhancement era in sports. This wasn't microdosing and optimizing. This was the 1960s. Here, take these and you'll lift more weight tomorrow. And then, 1988, this is where everything changed. Canadian sprinter Ben Johnson runs an insane 9.79 seconds in the 100-meter dash in the Seoul Olympics. He tests positive for sinozolol, which is an anabolic steroid, and loses his gold medal. This moment explodes globally, becomes front-page news for weeks. Politicians get involved, parents panic. Ben Johnson didn't just lose a medal, he triggered a political wave that reshaped hormone laws. 2 years after that scandal, the U.S. passed the Anabolic Steroid Control Act. This law makes testosterone and many other anabolics Schedule III controlled substances. This means that you can now be criminalized for possession without a prescription. It gives harsher penalties for distribution. It dramatically restricts medical use, and so this is really what scared doctors away from prescribing testosterone altogether. The goal was protecting youth in sports. The outcome, it pushed everybody to underground testosterone. So let's kind of talk about the dark era, 1990s to early 2000s. For more than a decade, men with fatigue, low libido, depression, and medical hypogonadism struggled to get treatment. Doctors were terrified to prescribe this as a controlled substance, and so men turned to black market hormones. And this is the start of the misinformation era. By the early 2000s, better science, better lab testing, and better understanding of estradiol, fertility, lipids, and safety changed the entire field. This is where the modern evidence-based testosterone therapy area begins. We now understand optimal dosing, the role of estradiol, the importance of sex hormone binding globulin, the cardiovascular data, prostate safety, fertility preservation, the risks for physiologic dosing, monitoring protocols, the difference between medically guided testosterone replacement therapy and bodybuilding cycles. You know, most men aren't trying to be Olympians. They're just exhausted, inflamed, stressed, insulin resistant, and feeling 20 years older than they should. So the legal shift is a big reason why legitimate hormone clinics like ours exist today. People want safe, medically supervised treatment, not bathtub steroids made by Cousin Ricky. Today's testosterone therapy that we use like in our clinic is FDA approved, heavily studied, safe when monitored appropriately, and it's available. We use it to restore normal physiologic levels and is probably one of the most impactful treatments for the quality of life in men. We've come a long ways from ancient testicle smoothies and a long way from Cold War locker room experience. We're now in the era of precision hormone therapy. That's a historical tour of testosterone, from ancient biohacking to scientific discovery to Cold War enhancement to the Olympic scandal to modern regulated medicine. If you want more education on hormones, men's health, longevity, sexual wellness, performance-based medicine, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Reach out with any questions. Happy to make any video or drop some more knowledge on any other specific topic you want. Or if you're in Texas and you want an appointment with us, feel free to visit liveoaktestosterone.com and we'll get you on the schedule.